Hello everyone, this is the LEGO Icons Williams Racing FW14B and Nigel Mansell. It's a handful of a name, but at least it's accurate. This comes with 799 pieces. I paid $80 US for it. It's 80 euros, 70 pounds UK, or $100 Canadian. The minifigure comes with a little stand, and we'll look at all this later. The car also comes with a stand, and we'll look at that now. It's pretty much the same build as the one that came on the McLaren MP44. Personally, I am a fan. It is not too bulky, doesn't use up too many pieces, and putting the car at that angle really helps with its display. It makes it much more interesting from more angles, more different places that you can display it. I like it. It's a good idea. Now, with respect to the car, first and foremost, does it look like the real thing? For me, I'm going to go with it's close enough for something LEGO of this scale. It is definitely not a perfect one-to-one replica, and I will never ever expect LEGO to make perfect one-to-one replicas. At a scale like this, you got to go much larger, or you need to use techniques that are just not going to work for a LEGO set that needs to be buildable by folks who are not LEGO superfans who've been doing nothing but building LEGO for decades. This set definitely meets LEGO standards for ease of construction, and it goes together confidently. That said, one completely avoidable issue that this has through and through is poor color matching on some of the stickers. Specifically, the blue ones don't match up well. The flame yellowish orange is not bad. The yellower color there, not bad. The white is not bad. Yeah, well, relative to what we're used to by now, at least. But the blue is definitely much noticeably darker on the stickers. The nose ideally should be rounder than this, but honestly, to me, it just doesn't bug me the way that many things that LEGO has gotten wrong in the past have bugged me. This feels forgivable. It feels passable, given the fact that this has to meet standards for construction. I am pretty confident that the designers could have come up, LEGO's own designers could have come up and probably did in the development process, better design, a more accurate design for the front end. But I'm pretty confident that it would not have met standards and would have been too flimsy or a little bit too error prone in the assembly. I feel like this front end overall feels pretty good. They are using the nice wishbones here, which look very good as well. This is from the silly high-tech era, so you can see some elements that represent active aero, active suspension on this. But I mean, I think that overall this is capturing the important notes. It does not have any camel sponsorship on it for obvious reasons. I like the shaping of the side pods. Too bad they weren't able to get the little the output, the vent on the side here. You've got the classic straps for the seat, or for the harness rather, in there. I definitely wish that the airbox opening was larger. I guess I've got the angle of that just slightly off, but that's one thing that I think is noticeable here. That's just so small, that the part that's represented by the tombstone shaped tile right there. And again, you can see that the color match for the flame yellowish orange isn't the best. What's actually worst here is the translucency of this 2x2 by 2/3 curve piece right here. You can see through it. You can see some of the darkness and the shadow underneath compared to this piece here that has more plastic in it and is more thick, and things close up pretty nicely towards the rear. Again, I very much like the side pods on this. You've got the extended floor down there with the nice ground effects that go all the way back. And the rear arrow is definitely not perfect. And this is probably where the most compromises were made. I'm once again confident that the overwhelming majority of that was to make this durable and easy to put together with success, even for folks who are not going to be building their LEGO sets with tweezers and loops and microscopes and third hands and things. Like, a lot of mocks have to be built. I appreciate the detail of the different colors of wheel nuts to represent the sides that are threaded differently. Nice to get those parts there in blue. And just generally, this presents well. And you see the big thing that I'm not talking about? The fact that this actually has the correct, or close to the correct, size of rear tires and fronts. Remember, the McLaren only had fronts all the way around? Yeah, completely unacceptable. This is the way it should be, period. There's just no excuse for putting just terrible, skinny transport looking tires on the rear. This is right. The The set does have working steering. It is connected up nicely, and it has a good, significant range of motion, which is always nice to see. Just feels right. And these wheels, if you're not familiar with them, are dual molded with the wheel and tire together. The wheels are solid, not actual rubber, but rubbery material. So they are extremely heavy, and they roll for a long time with a whole lot of inertia that they build up. And underneath here, this is really good. You spend a good amount of time in the build of this, setting up the engine compartment, which is just nice to see. Is it perfect? No. But again, given the constraints of Lego and given the constraints of space here, and how solid this is, how confidently it all goes together, it's just nice to see. Yeah, definitely, I think that there's some room for improvement here for mock makers, or even just folks doing simple mods to add more detail within this space and make it look a little bit more accurate. But I appreciate seeing it here. It is a fun thing and does not compromise the durability of the design, the ability to just grab this thing and roll it around a little bit, look at it at different angles. The engine cover comes off, goes back on fine. So I think the design here is pretty right. I guess we already looked at this, but it's just here's what it looks like around the other side. We need to, of course, get a closer look at the figure itself. Personally, I think this figure is great. I think that it would not be reasonably possible to make a face that looks more like a Lego-ified version of Nigel Mansell during these years than that. Is the hair perfect? Maybe not, but I really wish they had included the cap. I mean, obviously you're not going to put the camel logo there that you can actually start to see some of the letters up there, but the cap, I feel like this is just such an iconic look. But otherwise, yeah, this seems to be very, very well put together. Has an alternate face as well. Not a whole lot of difference there, but enough. And I like it. And then looking at the helmet actually on him as well. Obviously, this is not a minifig scaled set, so this is just a little bonus for collectors. Unfortunately, no printing around the side. That's just the way that they print these things. They stamp them from the top. I think it's pretty much from, I don't know if it's directly from the top or slightly at an angle towards the front, but they're just limited in the production process that they have right now. So they weren't able to do this right. They've only got a reduced version of the top section, which is unfortunate, but it's just the way that it is. Here are the spare parts. Yes, you do get 2 spare blue whips, and I just realized I forgot to mention something. This is an exclusive 1x1 printed tile, and on the car, remember we talked about how the sticker blue is too dark. The printed blue is too light. And also, obviously it's not able to go all the way into the corner. I would have preferred this to be a sticker than a print in this case, just because I would have been able to fill up that gap right there. And being a little bit darker probably would have been better than lighter, but just being able to fill the gaps on both sides, I think would have been superior. Speaking of stickers, are you ready for this? Oh, yeah, it's a gigantor sticker sheet. Look at this relative to a figure. Put a figure inside of there. It's a lot. It didn't feel like this much. A lot of it is end loaded, so you're not slowing down a lot throughout. You do take some of them along the way, and I especially like what they did with the wing here, with the lower element there having the full cannon sticker on it, not just a piece of it. So when these come together, you look from any angle, you're getting the minimum gap there. But yeah, that is a lot. So if you hate stickers, at least these are all rectangular, but still they exist. Again, the price for this was $80 US. It's 80 euros, 70 pounds UK, or $100 Canadian for one shy of 800 pieces. I feel like the value here by today's standards for this amount of stuff is okay. It's okay by Lego standards for the amount of stuff here. At least I feel happy with this, unlike with the previous one, the McLaren, where I wanted to love it. And I really, really like the source material more than this. I'm more biased in favor of the McLaren based on the source material than I am with this car or driver. But this just feels way, way more respectful of not only the specific machine and the driver too, but of the entire sport of Formula One. I think that personally, I hate to talk about a different set here, but I think that Lego should go back and do a production update to the McLaren, because this makes things okay. Having these on the front was not okay at all. I dislike that one even more now. But this, yeah, I mean, again, the nose is not perfect, and the color match for the stickers is not either. But all in all, as soon as I step back and don't nitpick at it, I see something here that I personally can be happy with, and I don't feel like I was completely ripped off. So all in all, not a bad result in my personal opinion. If you disagree with my opinions, that's all good. And I hope that we can be respectful about that, and feel free to share your own opinions and how you arrived at them. But for now, I am done. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.